Hi everybody, welcome to another Cricut tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to do the cardstock words that have the cutout around the back of the letters. I don't know exactly what to call it. There's a lot of ways to do this that I found on the internet, but if you want to do it just in Design Space, you can. It's definitely a couple-step process, but I'm going to show it to you guys. So we're just going to start with just a simple word. I'm just going to use the word joy. And apparently not like that. Apparently typing is not easy for me today. So I'm going to use the word joy. I'm going to make it quite a bit bigger just so you guys can see. And I'm going to change the letter spacing just because I think this is really spaced out. I'm just going to use the Cricut Sans. Just so you guys can get an idea. We don't need to go too in-depth on changing fonts and things. Okay, so just letter space them so they're a little bit closer together. Letter spacing is up in the top bar here, right here, where it says letter space, and just click the down arrow. So this one's pretty good. The next step I found that worked really well is I went over to style of letter, and I changed it to bold. And you'll want to do that for all the parts of your words. So if you have multiple words, you'll want to do that. And then what I want to do is I want to come over here under where it gives you like group, ungroup, duplicate, and delete. Where the scissors are, I'm going to change this to print. So click on your scissors and click on your printer. That way it sets it as a print image. Now we're going to do this like we're going to send it to the printer, but we're not. So we're going to go ahead and click Make It, and it's going to show us this. So you want to hit Continue again, and you want to click Send to Printer. Don't worry, it won't print. But what you're going to want to do is see where the bleed is. You want to make sure that's on because you want it to be a little bit fuzzy. See how it makes them kind of skinny that way? We want them to be a little bit chunkier. So we're going to go ahead and right-click, Save Image As, and I'm just going to save it as Joy. You want to go ahead and exit out and hit Cancel because we don't want to make this print. So we're going to go ahead and cancel it. And we're going to go to Upload. We're going to upload an image. We're going to find the joy that we just made, which is right here. And we're going to go ahead and clean up this image. So you can just select Simple because it's a pretty, there's nothing too big about it. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see because you're going to have to get rid of the background here and the background here, but leave this in there. And you can get rid of those. There's actually probably an easier way to do this so that you, like I said, you can do this in like Inkscape and stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of Inkscape. I have tried using it. It's beyond my comprehension. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of all the little box around it just by clicking it, and we're going to hit Continue. We want to save it as a cut file so that it has this filled in part, and we're going to click Save. We're going to go ahead and insert the image, and it comes up really tiny, so we're just going to make it bigger, and I'm going to change the color because you want to be able to see it behind your other image. So to change the color, just go over to the side, click on the black dot, and we'll just make it lilac because that's easy to see. Next thing you want to do is at least size it somewhat close to so that it covers up your other word. And for now, that's all we're going to do with this word. But we still have these kind of empty holes. So the way I found to fix that is making shapes and welding this to the shapes. So just go over to the left hand side, click Shapes. I'm going to do a circle, and I'm going to fill the spot in between the Y and the O. So to change the size of your circle, click the lower right hand corner with the little arrows, and you're just going to sort of fit it in. Now you'll see it's kind of an awkward size. You can unlock the circle and kind of stretch it out and things by hitting this lock key button thing in the lower left hand corner. And what that's going to let you do is make your circle oval or whatever size you want. It doesn't matter if it overlaps the letters. We just want it to cover up the space. Just make sure it doesn't cover up too much of like this part. So now what we need to do is select this oval and then the joy together. And we're just going to click Weld. And you'll see that makes it one big piece. Now, every time I weld in this, it does seem to kind of take one edge and just make it very blunt. If you look and you undo it, see how they're sort of a little rounder until we weld, and then they tend to come out a little bit less round. We're going to go ahead and just fix that really quick, but we're just going to weld the circle in, and then you can kind of put little pieces of shapes wherever you feel you want them, because your joy is still going to fit, you know, on there. Now, we obviously want to put the black joy in front of the purple joy, and in order to do that, you're going to right-click, and you're just going to say move to front so that we can see it on top of the lilac. And you'll notice that it doesn't quite match up. That's okay, because we can easily fix that. We're going to select the weld result over here, which is the purple, and we're going to unlock that shape just like we did with the circle, because this way you can stretch it down, you can stretch it over, and you can make it fit a little bit better. This is just where you're going to have to play with it and figure out how it's going to fit best. And sometimes you just have to move things around and stretch each piece dependent on how you want it to look. This is honestly, without using Inkscape, the only way I have found to do this. It's just a matter of playing around. I will try to show you guys how to do it on Inkscape as soon as I can get it to work. I just haven't had any luck with it. But that's one way to do it in Design Space. Like I said, it's not perfect, but hopefully it works. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, please do. Click the little bell so that you can get notifications when I post new videos. And if you guys have any comments below, please leave them. I really do appreciate all of your comments. And hopefully, like I said, I can show you how to do this a different way soon.